What's going on, boys and girls? It's your boy Jason, the blogging rapper, out of retirement for the moment. And wow, Warner Brothers and DC Comics has seriously hit us with a double whammy. At the time of this recording, it's 11:14 at night on Saturday, August 22nd. And just a couple hours ago, I got an email saying that the trailer for The Batman has come out. Now, I'm not a big fan of The Batman with Robert Pattinson. I actually got excited to hear that Ben Affleck is returning for the Flash movie, so that's pretty awesome. But The Batman, now don't get me wrong, I want it to do well. I want it to be a good movie, but seeing the costume and the way that it goes, I just have not been impressed. So the trailer came out, and I actually saw it, but we're going to watch it again here on the channel. And then at the end of it, another little surprise. There is a game that's coming out called Batman Arkham Knights. And, I'm sorry, not Arkham Knights. Gotham Knights. What am I thinking? Batman Gotham Knights. And that's coming out next year. But this game looks sick. So let's take a look. Let me know what you think. And yeah, drop a comment. But anyway, let's take a look at the trailer. Let me go ahead and refresh it. Just pause that. Mute it for a moment. All right, you guys ready for this? Let's check this out. This is crazy. Now, I still have reservations about the trailer, about the movie, but they did the trailer nice. It was a good job. So. I don't know who that is. Don't know who that is.
From your secret friend. Who?
That's Lucius, I believe. It's gotta be Lucius. Maybe.
Haven't a clue.
And that's Batman, I think, walking up like that.
Let's play a game. Just me and you.
Riddler.
Any of this mean anything to you?
He looks good there. He does. Is Zach Bullock, Commissioner Gordon?
You're becoming quite a celebrity.
Young Batman. Yep, there he is. Bruce Wayne.
Why is he writing to you?
That's Catwoman. You can see by the little ears.
If you are justice, please do not lie. What is
Catwoman.
the price for your blind eye?
The hell are you supposed to be?
The Jokers. Bam!
I'm vengeance.
Nice.
This guy's crazy.
This is dope. I love this. Looks really good.
You're part of this too. How am I part of it? You'll see.
So not sure who that's supposed to be talking at the end. So as you know, the Batman is a take on a much younger, this is probably like year one Batman. In this one shot, his costume looks good. It looks good. A few things to note. They had mentioned, or someone had mentioned, I read in an article that the bat symbol here, you can tell it's not the traditional bat symbol. It doesn't really have the head and the ears and the right points, but it kind of has these two separate pieces, which indicates what they say is kind of like a melted down and remolded version of the gun or guns that were used to kill his parents. He just kind of took it and put it there as a eternal reminder, which is, the concept itself is pretty neat, so that's kind of cool. I'm not a fan of the neck covering, the Dracula collar. Not a fan of that. But in this one frame, it looks good. I'm not a fan of the tiny ears, but I could get past that. The head, the cowl, I mean, the mask, it doesn't. It's okay. The area that I have problem with is the eyes. They're more goggle like, and here again, it looks okay. I've only seen pre-production version of it where he's in the sunlight. So in the sunlight, he looks really dumb. But here, I mean, if they have him in just nighttime settings, dark lit rooms and all that, if this is the look that they're going for the entirety of the movie, it can work. My only problem with the costume, really, besides what I just mentioned, like this is the biggest one for me, is how far the mask goes to, up his cheekbone area. That's, I'm not a fan of it. I don't think he has the type of jawline that you really need to pronounce. I'm not a big fan of that. So, not a huge fan of the costume, but here it looks pretty decent. Now, as for Bruce Wayne himself, definitely doesn't look like the Twilight version that we were all kind of dreading. He's kind of have this slicked hairstyle, which is kind of what you expect from a very young Bruce Wayne, someone who's rich and fancy, whatever, but he's still tormented, as you can see by his face. This looks like a good young Bruce Wayne. And I mean young. I can't stack him against the Justice League. I don't want him to replace Ben Affleck. But he looks kind of like, the Christian Bale movies. If you watch the first one, Batman Begins, and you see the flashbacks when he goes abroad and, he trains under the League of Shadows, he also has this kind of greased up, gel down hairstyle and very prissy but still tormented look. He still has this high class rich look. That's what Robert Pattinson looks like here, and it's comparable to what Christian Bale looked like. So if that's the case, this ain't so bad. This is nicer than what I was expecting. Now, the last thing I wanted to point out, if I can get to it. Okay, here's another look at Batman. Let's take another glance at this. Catwoman. Okay, because this is so early in the storyline of Batman, I'm okay with Catwoman not looking like Catwoman. I mean, I think it's adorable that she still has the little puffed up edges of her head. I mean, her mask or whatever. Obviously, looks like little cat ears. So I think that's adorable, to be honest. Yeah, it looks more realistic. It's not like she's a costumed villain or hero. And I think aside from Batman, no one else is really going to have costumes. So it's okay. I could deal with this. This is not a deal breaker for me. But I want to know who's talking, though. Do any of you guys know? Based on the storyline, based on the information that you've heard, do you know who's talking? Because I know Riddler is obviously in this. I'm not sure who this person is. Guess it's the person that they killed in the beginning. Maybe you guys can fill in the blanks for me because I'm not sure of some of these characters. I saw Maroni was in one of the newspaper articles, so I know about him, Falcone, Maroni, those gangster types. But I'm trying to get a view of... Oh, yeah, this here is promising. So I can't remember which storyline they are loosely basing this off of, but I read an article that the Batman is based off of one particular storyline in the comics and then a couple others sort of mixed in. The longest Halloween or something like that. Batman, the longest... Let's take a look at that real quick. Batman, the long Halloween. There you go. So, ooh, bright. So for anyone who doesn't know, I read an article or I saw a YouTube video, I can't remember which, But the Batman is supposed to be loosely based off of The Long Halloween. And The Long Halloween has a combination of villains from the Rogues Gallery, such as the Joker. This looks like the Mad Hatter. Or no, he's the Penguin. Sorry, Penguin. Here's the Mad Hatter over here. Solomon Grundy, Poison Ivy. We already know that Riddler's supposed to be in it. So I don't know too much. I'm a big fan of Batman. I read the comics. In fact, I got some over here. But I can't tell you much about The Long Halloween. I haven't read this one. And yeah, here's Catwoman, Scarecrow. Okay, so yeah, you got, and then Two-Face in the back. So you got the Rogues Gallery here, all present. I don't know how many of them are gonna show up, but clearly by this, you could tell that the Joker will play at least some part. If anything, there'll be a mention of him because these characters are obviously dressed in Joker makeup, so that's pretty cool. This right here. I'm vengeance. And here's what I like. No voice modulation. All right? Ben Affleck is a great Batman, and I originally didn't like him, but started to like him. He's a great Batman. I want him to stay as Batman for the main Justice League storyline, but the voice modulation wasn't really doing it for me. It wasn't instilling fear. Even, and then we all know the Bat voice that Christian Bale made. I was okay with it personally, but yeah, there were times when the Bat voice that Christian Bale had kind of got out of hand. But Robert Pattinson just talking normal, like just with that ferocity in his voice.
I'm vengeance.
That's like Michael Keaton Batman. That's the stuff right there. Taking a look at the Batmobile. I mean, from behind it looks good. The front, not so much. I don't know. I'm not a big fan of that. It's just dope. And then the logo. That's insane. So, oh man, I'm conflicted because I really was debating, and I don't sit out on bad movies. Like, I saw the Green Lantern in theaters and I loved it. I normally love movies that many people consider to be bad, but this, I was seriously, legitimately thinking of just missing out on it and just not watching it whatsoever until it came out on HBO Max or something, right? But I'm not saying that I'm fully on board with this, but it is getting me interested. This has me interested. So I went from not going to the theater to now I'm going to see it in the theater. Probably not going to like it as much as the Christian Bale movies. Those are my absolute favorite. Probably not going to like it as much as seeing Ben Affleck on the screen as Batman, but this is its own thing. Just like the Joker with Joaquin Phoenix is separate from, that other dude. He gets such a bad rap. But anyway, Joaquin Phoenix did a great job, but his movie was still a standalone, so this could probably be the same idea. I mean, it could be the Black Label, because as you can see here, Black Label. Unless it's just stylized, I don't know. But anyway, so if you don't know what Black Label is, DC Black Label is kind of like a separate universe, and they take more darker tones to the characters, and it's not part of the main storyline, and that's what the Joker movie was. And that may be what the Batman is. So, will we get a Batman movie that's canonical, that's canon with the Justice League storyline? It was supposed to be Ben Affleck in this movie, but obviously not. So, will we see a Batman movie that's canon with the Justice League? Probably not for quite a while. I guess we'll see how well this movie does. I'm not the type of person that wants anything to fail, so even though I'm skeptical of this, I don't want it to fail. So we shall see. And then you can see the intensity of him. I mean, he doesn't look like a Bruce Wayne, like what I'm used to seeing, but he absolutely looks like a young, super young Bruce Wayne. So, we'll see how that turns out. And I like the black makeup under his eyes, so it kind of gives hope that even with the goggles on his mask, that it'll still look good. So let's keep our fingers crossed on that. Okay, let's look at the next thing, guys. This is Gotham Knights, and they released this tonight as well. And yeah, talk about a double whammy. Excuse me. For if you don't know, it's already starting. The Gotham Knights game, the way that it's going to be, the gameplay and all that, it's very similar to another superhero franchise that's coming out. And by that, I mean the Avengers. So the Avengers is going to have multiple characters on the screen. You could play them as co-op, or you could play them, single player on the story mode. That's how it is for the Avengers, and this is pretty much the same way. So if you play online, you could play with other people in the same campaign or whatever, or play by yourself. But yeah, check this out. This is kind of like competing with Avengers, and I don't know. What are you, Team Avengers or Team Gotham Knights? Check this out and tell me.
Received reports of an explosion somewhere north of the
We're
city.
still waiting for the police to confirm if there are any victims. The story's evolving rapidly. Please bear with us.
We heard this really loud boom. There was smoke everywhere.
Emergency services have confirmed that they've discovered a body buried in the wreckage. We're still waiting for further details.
By the way, this game looks and feels
Rocked Gotham City earlier today.
a lot like the Rocksteady games,
Billionaire philanthropist Bruce Wayne.
but it's not Rocksteady. It looks and feels just like it, which is good in my opinion. I love the Rocksteady games, the Batman Arkham series. So, good stuff. And I'm sorry to pause this, but he looks just like the Bruce Wayne from the Batman Arkham series, doesn't he? So I was seriously expecting to hear, gosh, why can't I remember? He's the legend himself. The guy that plays the ultimate animated series Batman. God, somebody remind me. I know his name. It's just, now that I'm on camera, I forgot it. But I was expecting to hear that voice, and when I didn't...
If you're watching this, I'm dead. This is Cold Black.
Who is this? Was that Red Hood? The scar on his face.
This message was automatically triggered when I destroyed the cave and everything it contained. We both know it won't take long for Gotham's criminals to realize that Batman is gone.
It's
We
Barbara
can't count
Gordon.
on the GCPD. Haven't trusted us since Jim died.
Jim Gordon died.
Gotham will need its protectors more than ever.
Dick Grayson.
I'm leaving you the Belfry as base of operations. Some of the technology is outdated, but it has the gear you need and all of my files.
Tim Drake, I think.
You've always had my back. when
Maybe
I needed you.
Damien.
I know you'll keep Gotham safe. Good luck. And goodbye.
So Batman's dead. Go fig. No bat boobies. Sorry, Joel Schumacher. This looks just like an Arkham game. Yeah, Robin. I like his costume. Batgirl. Look, see? Nightwing. Yeah. The next Batman, by the way. Red Hood. Jason Todd. Look at that. See, co-op.
No one talks about them.
Court of Owls.
Not a whisper word is said.
I bet Bruce Wayne's in one of those.
For if you try to cross them, then the talon strikes you dead.
Talon. Step into the night. So this looks dupe. What do you guys think? Do you feel, do you have to, I mean, yeah. Let's take a look at some gameplay of this game, guys. What do you think? Should we not? I'm going to do it anyway. But you can tell by the look and feel. I mean, do you agree? It has a very Batman Arkham feel to it. So what are your theories, guys?
Creative director on Gotham Knights.
What are your theories on what happened to Batman? Because we know he didn't die. We know he didn't die. It's not it's not possible. He's died so many times. So what do you think? What's your theory in this game?
Clip from one of Gotham Knights' villain crimes in a pre-alpha build. This mission is halfway through the Mr. Freeze storyline, and we're playing Batgirl a dozen or so hours into her character progression.
I'm loving this if we get to play this. I'm loving it. I'm telling you, so it's dark and the graphics are phenomenal. The Rocksteady games were beautiful too. And look, you can see Robin off the side of the screen 57 meters away.
Freeze has recently returned to Gotham with a mysterious agenda that involves manipulating the weather to flash freeze the city.
And you saw the grappling point.
Was that players can play all of the game either solo or in two-player co-op.
Two-player co-op.
Robin's learned how to access the Justice League satellite for short-range teleportation.
Justice League. What does this mean?
While Batgirl has mastered some more familiar techniques.
Familiar, right? Look at that. Just like Arkham series. Let's see the combat.
And develop a few new ones of her own.
Nice. You can't tell me this isn't based off the Arkham series.
Montoya here. Heard you're down there having some fun.
Fun's one word for it.
Just a heads up. The chopper's under orders to fire on anything that moves inside.
I mean, this isn't the Telltale series by a long shot, right? This isn't the same thing.
The storm is getting worse. You need to hurry and find a way
DCPD chopper made that part easy.
I think this is gonna be sick. It's gonna be incredible. The fact that you can play with someone else the whole game. I love co-op. I think it's great. We need more of it. So I'm excited for the Avengers, and I'm definitely excited. I think more excited for this right here. To be honest, I'm a Batman fanatic.
If anyone asks, I meant to do that.
I won't say a word.
Yeah, so I think Robin here is Tim Drake.
Wars were still going on when Freeze came through.
Oh.
Those poor people. They didn't stand a chance.
He looks more like Red
Gotham
Robin.
Knights is built to let players approach each challenge with their preferred style and their preferred build.
Stealth.
Let me take a second.
He looks like that's Red Robin, right? So the combat definitely is reminiscent to the Rocksteady games. The guns with the laser pointers, we've seen that before. The health bar over the enemies, that's new. I haven't seen that. And the number, I'm guessing, is the level, which is similar to like RPG style. So I'm guessing you can tell how strong a villain is based on the number, the level number. So that makes for interesting. Maybe you can't enter certain areas until you've leveled up yourself. So that's a cool concept, I think.
Safest time to take the elevator.
You'd rather take the stairs?
These cables on the floor. Guaranteed they lead to Freeze.
I want to know what happened to Jim Gordon. That's kind of messed up.
Outbreak status.
Countless dead, and the temperature's still falling.
We need to stop this now.
Belfry wasn't kidding about this storm.
Almost there.
Whoa.
I see the weather machine. Ready with the disruptor.
That thing's drawing so much power.
I like that costume. It's pretty cool.
Field disruptor's in place. It's charging.
Mr. Freeze.
Get away from my storm engine.
Is that what you're calling it? You don't want to be on the roof when this disruptor goes off. Trust me.
Irrelevant. I already have what I need. The storm has risen over Gotham. Nothing can stop it.
We'll see about that.
Boss battle. Okay. Health bar over that. Haven't seen that in a Batman Arkham game.
An important element of Gotham Knights is that as the player increases in power and ability, their foes keep pace. So confronting a villain like Mr. Freeze can be a very different proposition at level 5 or at level 15.
There you go.
And not just in terms of stats, but in the kinds of attacks and defenses they bring to bear.
So that confirms it. It's very RPG-ish
That was just
in that
a
way.
short peek at Gotham Knights. We're going to have more to show you in the future.
This looks sick. Ooh. All right. Yeah, this trailer. This is not a new one, I don't think, right? Oh, you kidding me? What is Warner Brothers doing? Oh my gosh. And also the Snyder Cut trailer as well. Man, DC Comics is on it. I don't know how long this video is. I may have to cut it in two, but you know what? Let me cut it down in two. This is ridiculous. Yo, Warner Brothers and DC. You guys up to... I mean, I was not expecting this. Kudos. Come meet me on the next video where we're going to talk about the new Wonder Woman 1984 trailer and the Justice League Snyder Cut trailer. We'll talk about that on the next video. Right now, I got to get this going, but whew, good stuff. We'll end the conversation off in the next video. Join me on that one. Subscribe if you're not already. Give me a thumbs up, and please like, share, and comment. Talk soon. It's Jason, the Blogging Rapper. Much love. God bless. See you in the next one. Peace.